Keegan here, and today this video is for the youth bowlers and parents of youth bowlers going to Junior Gold this year. I've been trying to do some videos like these for the past couple years. This is going to be kind of a more broad idea of just like advice on what to do. And I'll be doing some like summer school stuff for the right before, trying to get y'all used to the ideas of like surface and stuff like that once we get closer. But this is just kind of the stuff that you're gonna have to plan a little bit more for, slash just ideas to build upon. But let's go ahead and get started for the Junior Gold advice video for 2025. Now, the first thing has nothing to do with bowling. Not one bit. And that's, you want to know what you're doing when you're not bowling. You're going to have a lot of downtime at these tournaments. You're only going to be bowling for a few hours out of the day. There's a lot more than a few hours in a day. You're going to have downtime to kill. And so you're going to want to know some good restaurants to go to. You're going to want to know like fun things to do, like zoos, go-karts, some little amusement parks, maybe aquariums. Depending on what you're into as a person. So just research the area. And I will have a little PDF / JPEG of a little script that I wrote for this down below if you want to like have it to look at. But yeah, it's just, you're going to have a lot of time. Look up fun things to do, especially if you're going with friends. That makes it a lot easier. Just have plans for stuff that's not bowling. Because all in all, this is a pretty big trip. Like, yes, you're going for bowling, but don't let it be the only thing you're going for. Like, you're going to find other things to enjoy. The second thing, and this is honestly the biggest thing for like the mental side of it, and it's get out of your head. Especially if you're going for the first time this year. Junior Gold is overwhelming. You're bowling against the best kids in the country. A lot of people are trying to impress college coaches. Like, and if it's your first time going, there's stress behind that, because you're like, I want to stack up and I want to do well, but if you don't feel like, but unless you're used to kind of that environment, it's kind of hard to get past that. I have a few tips to help with that. First thing, this is like before Junior Gold, if there's like a bunch of youth tournaments going on around you, especially if they have pretty high turnouts, go do them. Like, getting used to tournament environments is so helpful when it comes to Junior Gold. Like, being used to being around a bunch of people who, especially people who like know what they're doing, it helps a lot. Because then you're used to that atmosphere, you're used to that feeling, at least a little bit more than you were before. Separately, and this is kind of where that comes in, if you're kind of used to those, you can kind of break down your like individual blocks, like the different days, as kind of like help shrink down the tournament, like the idea of the tournament, to like do well right here, don't think about the bigger picture just yet. It kind of helps bring it a little bit closer to home versus it being this big grandiose thing. Now, if you're someone who thrives under pressure, keep thinking about how you're doing compared to everybody else. And, like, even the people you can't see. But a lot of people, that can be a little bit overwhelming. But honestly, a really big thing, and something that I struggled with my first time at Junior Gold, is talk to your pair. Like, you're going to be with these people for the block. Talk to them. Joke with them. Just kind of help yourself relax a little bit. Because if you're talking and joking with these people, it kind of helps bring you back down. And you can even be talking about the bowling, but just instead of staring at the lane, thinking about, I need to make this next shot the absolute best that I can. Because you should be thinking that. Just when you're on the, like, think about it on the approach. Or when you're preparing for your shot. If you're just constantly thinking that can get your stress up and can impact your performance. But if you just learn how to kind of just take a breath, make some jokes with the people around you, and just shrink the idea down a little bit, it can really help with the anxiety and stress that comes from the fact that this is a really big tournament and there are people that are proving a point. And now we're getting into like equipment stuff. This is equipment other than bowling balls. And this is a really big one considering how Junior Gold is formatted. It's honestly kind of formatted like the World Series of bowling, where you have a practice session day on all the patterns you're going to be bowling on, and then you start like individual days for the patterns. A notebook. This is my notebook, my tournament notebook. It's blank right now because I haven't bowled a tournament this year yet. And I typically get a new one every year. But write down where you're playing, what ball it's asking you to use. Hop around the center. Like during your practice session, you're allowed to do that. Like go to the high end, go to the middle, go to the end, the low end. And kind of see how it's playing differently, what each end is asking for, because the certain areas of bowling center will be used more than other depending on the layout of the bowling center, and the lanes will play differently. May not be super noticeable, other times it'll be very noticeable. Someone else gave me some advice to add in here, and it's at the end of the practice session, go back to where you started and kind of see how the lanes are transitioning. It won't be exact to like your main day, but it'll at least give you some sort of idea. Just write down like where you're standing, what it's asking you to use, how it's asking you to throw it, just different things like that. Having stuff written down is going to help a lot versus not. It literally can't hurt you unless you try to be rigid by it. You have to be flexible. If it's not working day of, it's not working day of. But it should at least give you at least some idea of where to be. I recommend having all of your non-ball equipment in a bowling backpack. That's what I do in my day-to-day. But especially if you're flying, have it in a backpack and have that backpack with you on the plane. Don't check it. I hate to say it, you never know what can happen with these bowling balls and the airlines. You just never know. And if you can at least have the other stuff with you, you'll be you'll at least have that stuff. And you should be able to make the airline buy you some new bowling balls. Hopefully. If they mess things up. They shouldn't, but it's genuinely just that you never know what may happen. On top of that, something that I really think everyone should have with them is an extra set of grips. Or if you use your thumb and use interchangeable, have an extra thumb, because once again, you have to be prepared for the worst possible thing. Otherwise, the worst possible thing may actually happen, because it's probably not going to happen. It probably won't. But you want to be ready for it. Like, you want to have an extra set of grips, and you want to have an extra thumb. I would even say bring an extra sleeve if you use an interchangeable thumb. Because sometimes they pop out. It happens. It shouldn't happen, but it can. And like I said, you just want to be prepared. And lastly, for the non-bowling ball equipment, one of these is, I'm going to have this plus the drill like it's the cheapest one I could find. Link down below, and it's just, this is a spinner. It's just, this is the type of ball spinner that I would recommend using for a portable ball spinner, because unlike this style that has like the big ball bearings and like it has like 5 of them, your ball will, like, if you have holes in your ball, they can get stuck on these. This one just spins this way, and you get one of those. You get one of the this comes in a kit. I just looked it up. It's like $85 right now. It's gone up a little bit since I got it. It was like 60. But the whole kit's like $85. With the hand drill, you're probably looking at like 110, and you have a portable ball spinner. Because not everyone's going to be super lucky and have their PSO also have a son who is doing junior gold the year they're going, and he brings their ball spinner. I was lucky enough to have that, but you've got to be prepared not to have that. So having your own portable ball spinner with the hand drill and everything, you can hop in the hotel shower and do it there. I work in a housekeeping area at a resort, so I'm allowed to say it's okay to do that. Other people may think, it's gonna get everywhere. We spray it right off. It's fine. But yeah, one of those, super useful to have to be able to apply your own surface. And of course, with that, you want surface pads. They are super useful. But let's get in to bowling balls, because bowling balls are kind of the whole point of this channel. And now we're gonna start with the one ball. You want it to be your kind of biggest ball in your bag. You just want, and the slowest thing, the chunkiest thing, something that's gonna hook pretty much no matter what. I'm just writing some down real quick. And I have a list here that you're seeing. This is not an extensive list. There's many older balls that are not on this list. I didn't feel like scrolling back that far to get the pictures, if I'm being 100% honest with you. Also, discontinued balls are not very easy to get the pictures of for some reason. Anyways, so I have balls like the Mesmerize, and the Hypnotize hooks a lot. Even though it's a hybrid version of the Mesmerize, it's still very kind of chonky, big, rolly. But it can also drop down into that 2-ball slot, depending on the surface you put it at. Same with the Rally. But from what I've seen, the Rally kind of seems very similar to the Speed. Something chonky, rolly, pretty forward off the spot. Something that I would want in kind of that 1-ball slot. And then I have the Criterion, Ion Max. Just other options for that big ball, you know? And then we have something, the 2-ball slot. The 2-ball slot is where you have a bunch of different options and ways you can go. Same for the 3-ball slot, but a little bit less so. The 2-ball slot, you got your smoother options. You can go either like some similar shape, but overall a step down in strength from the 1-ball. That's something like the 3D Offset Assault, the GB5, the Hammerhead, Hazmat Solid, Optimum Idle, Stealth Mode, or Troublemaker Solid. Phase 2 it's really close to being a 2-ball, but I think it's honestly probably a 3. Just where it compares strength-wise to everything else has gone down recently, since the hardness situation. Or you go a different route and you go for something kind of similar strength to your 1-ball, but sharper, like Black Widow Mania, Effect, or Vaporize. All of those would be great options. Or if you can still get one like a Vibo, would be great. Then you go your 3-ball, and the 3-ball I kind of have written as It's that middle of the bag benchmark shape, or kind of a sharper step down from a smoother 2-ball, or kind of a mixture of both. There's a few of those in there. So like benchmark pieces, you got like the Dark Side, Effector, Scorpion Low Flare, and I have like the Tor ASIMs in kind of a 3-ball slot. Ion Pro, Lethal Venom or Black Venom, IQ Tor AI or Original IQ would kind of be in that. It's the Dark Side and IQ Tor AI are kind of in the both camp, to where they're kind of benchmark pieces, but they're also definitely sharper than a smoother 2-ball. Then I have like the sharper step down from the smoother 2-ball with like the GB4, the Attention Star or Theorem. All of those would be pretty good options if that's what you're looking for in a 3-ball. I would kind of recommend going the benchmarkish route, but truthfully that's up to you what you are looking for as a bowler. Now the 4 and 5 slot is where it becomes a if this then that thing. If you use plastic, your 4-ball is your urethane option. So we'll talk about that first. That's stuff like the black or purple hammer, pitch black, or the IQ78U, or the urethane-ish options. Balls like the Level, the New Blue, the Rattler New, or weirdly, we have this new option, the Torpedo Direct Hit. I'm getting one here soon. It's a weird ball, but it's a good ball, especially if you put a little bit of surface on it. It kind of fills that gap between like an Axe and a New Blue. It's a super controlled piece. It's a weird ball, but it's a good one, and it kind of fills that area. If you use plastic, those become your 4-ball. If you don't use plastic and you use urethane, like a spare ball, 4-ball becomes what I call the burn ball, the clean ball. There's stuff like I know it hooks a little bit more than its price point, but you got balls like the Arctic Vibe, or the Hyper Venom, or the Scorpion Strike. Those are kind of on the stronger end from what I've seen. The Cypher Pearl is looking to be one of those types of options. The Typhoon looks to be kind of the old quintessential Storm burn ball, where it's just like, it's also kind of like the Thrills, the newer Thrills, to where they're weaker performance pieces, not necessarily just purely entry level, to where they're never touched by tour guys. The Typhoon seems to be like it's going to be one of those options, like, you know, the Frantic or Lights Out or Hectic or like the Wrecker from back in the day. This seems like it's going to be one of those options. I think the Typhoon's actually going to be really good. I'm personally getting the Cypher Pearl. I've heard really good things about it. It's ordered already. It'll be here soon. But yeah, you could probably throw a Crown Victory or High Road into this slot based on like just how comfort strength has gone. But they're kind of in between 3 and 4, if I'm being 100% honest with you. But yeah, that's how I would look at all this. Like I said, there'll be links down below to just something you can save this from, this little script, and the links to like the hand drill and the portable ball spinner setup. But yeah, that's just kind of my general advice. Like I said, we're going into more later. If you have any questions about like where a specific ball lands, or you want help building your arsenal, you can either reach out to me on other social media, or you can just comment down below and I'll say something. But yeah, I've been on Student Ball Reviews. Oh shoot, I missed again. I hope I don't miss y'all next time. Thanks for watching, guys.